This lecture, we're going to create the very first two bullet points of the diagram, the workflow of the iPhone app that talks to the LM Studio backend. And the very first step is to have Xcode open. By the way, make sure you get the latest Xcode. Well, you guys should know by now how to do this, right? You can go to the App Store and just look for Xcode here and make sure you don't have to update it. So as you can see, mine is an update, but it's not so old, so it's only like a month old, so that would work. So as long as you have iOS 17 and up, you're good to go. All right. So first step is to open Xcode and create the iPhone app. So I'm going to open Xcode, and here just go to File, New, Project. I know you probably don't see the menu on my board, but just go to File, New, Project, or just click on Create New Project. We're going to create an iOS app. So make sure you're under iOS and app. And by the way, if you want to create a tvOS app, that's probably also going to work because those can do network calls, and macOS app also. But right now, let's just focus on the easiest iOS, which would work for iPhone and iPads. Click on Next. Let's give it a name. I'm going to call this one AIManager. Here, you don't need to put anything. I can put mine. I'm going to call this one com.appsfresh. That's my company, AppsFresh, right? But feel free to put test if you want instead here, right? You can do com.test. Doesn't matter at this point because we're not going to put it on the App Store, so it doesn't matter. Make sure you have a storyboard. Yes, that's important. No need to use Swift UI, just a storyboard. Language, make sure to select Swift. And no storage. We don't need any storage, and don't need to include tests right now. And click on Next. All right, and at this point, you need to save it somewhere. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this one LM Studio, just for the sake of having everything that's interacting with LM Studio under the same folder. And I'm going to press Create. No need to have a Git repo, by the way. Create. Give it a minute. And here we go. We do have now the project created. So that was the first step. We can create the second step. So if I go back to my text editor, we need an iPhone network interface. So let's create that interface. We can go inside of the project and make sure you're under this folder, the Show Project Navigator, and right-click on AIManager and add a file. So we're going to create a new file. And there will be a Swift file, so under iOS, Swift. Click on Next. And let's call this one AIManager Interface. All right, so that's the one that's going to be interacting with the backend from ngrok. Create. Okay, so now that we have that file, we could technically stop here, but let's just at least create the class. So type class AIManager Interface, open and close the curly brace. Make sure it runs. You can press Command B to run, or you can do to product run, okay? Or build. Just build is enough because you don't need to run it in a simulator right now. It's not doing anything. So just build it and make sure you get a build successful. So as you can see right now, it's building, get a build succeeded, so we don't have any errors. We are good to go. So these were the first two steps. Now we need to obviously work on the AIManager interface to be able to interact with the online backend that we created earlier. All right.